is Friday, March 3rd. As you can see, the sun is shining. It's basically the calm before the storm. Because tonight into tomorrow, we are supposed to get, who knows, because it depends on who which weatherman you listen to, anywhere from 4 to 6 inches up to maybe 1.5 feet. So I don't know. It's amazing how they can't quite, narrow it down. But so I told y'all I'd fill you in about the gator, the issues we had with that video. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you something. Here it is from Super ATV. Got all the directions in it. We'll probably take it up to my brother's, step by step, whatever. Not going to show you. Here it is in here. I'm not going to tear all this apart just yet. So I'll just leave it how it is. I don't have the gator back yet, though. Still waiting on that from the dealership to bring it back to me. I told them while they had it, they might just as well service it, seeing as it was there. But here's the deal. That box right there, as you can see from the side, Super ATV. That is Aftermarket. That was for the power steering for that 2019, my 865 diesel Gator. $675, and I think it was 25 cents or 75 cents, something like that. Plus, they gave me a 10% discount and free shipping, so I think I paid $606. Okay. Through John Deere. Are you ready for this? And I'm not bitching at the dealer because it ain't the dealer's fault. Through John Deere, what was it they told me? $1,700 plus shipping. That was just for the parts. Because when the service guy called me, he left me a voicemail. He even said in his voicemail that, well, they've changed it and now there's some new brackets and stuff because they knew they had a problem. So they've changed things, and this is, you can't get what's on the Gator. You got to get this new one. Okay. 2019, I only had like 140 hours on the Gator, which ain't shit. So it was going to be probably close to $2,000 just to get the stuff. And then, if they had fixed, it was going to be well over $2,000 easily, probably $2,500. And we got that for $606. So when they do bring the Gator back, we'll be taking that up to my brother Doug's shop, doing it up there, more room. I don't have to move this, whatnot. Hopefully this is going to get moved anyhow, and we're going to unload the snowmobiles and actually be able to ride them. Fingers crossed, but who knows. If not, Barb and I might go up north next week for a day or two. I don't know. We'll see. Chelsea obviously is in college, so basically we're talking probably close to just approximate $1,800 to $2,000 less to fix the Gator by buying this Aftermarket. So I called the dealer back when they had called me and left me that message. I bitched. I told them, I said, it's not you guys, I get it, but they knew they had a problem. So they had to redesign something to fix their problem, but yet basically they're saying, screw you. I get it, it's off warranty. So he put an email out to the John Deere district guy, or whatever you want to call it, from here, and basically got back to me a few days later and said, well, there's nothing they're going to do for you. So, and it's not just John Deere, it's all these freaking big outfits today. They don't give a rat's ass about anybody anymore. I know some of you younger guys who just bleed green something terrible. When I bought the New Holland Combine, oh, fucking junk, it's John Deere, John Deere. And I said, you know what, someday you'll get over 50 also. Because it seemed to be when I turned 50 is when I started realizing, that what's the point of having brand loyalty when the companies don't give two shits about you? Yes, the guys out there that are planting, you know, and harvesting 10, 15, 20,000 acres, that are trading 4 or 5 tractors in a year, 4 or 5 combines in a year, yeah, they kind of kiss their ass because they know that, you know, Red can come in, Case can come in and give them a better deal. And this happens, you know, and for the next year or two, that guy who was all green all of a sudden became all red. And then green comes back in and John Deere gives him a better deal. And now the guy's all green again for the next couple of years before he trades everything in and whatnot. But for those of us, you know, the smaller and mid-sized farms that basically have been pretty loyal all these years buying this equipment from them, they don't give a fuck about us because, you know, it's all about the quick buck. And today, customer service, we all know how that went to shit with COVID over the last 3 years. You know, that COVID bullshit. And I don't think customer service is ever going to come back. I don't think our supply chain is ever going to get better again because now they can just use it all as an excuse. And as long as these companies continue to make their millions or billions, they don't give two shits about us. But so hey, we'll buy aftermarket, which is what we did. So it is what it is. All right, so I probably will wait until tomorrow, see what the weather, you know, see if we get the bit. Well, we're supposed to get the storm. It's just depending on how much we get. So maybe I'll finish this video tomorrow, seeing how much we get, how much I have to plow, see whether we get the, you know, possible 4 to 6 or up to a foot and a half. But so who knows? It drives me nuts that they can't, you know, they'll predict a 2-week forecast for you, but when an actual storm's coming, it's like, oh, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Sounds like our government, doesn't it? Yeah. So speaking of our government, it's getting to the point it's hard to know what's true and what's not. But I saw a thing, and if anybody in Ohio knows the answer to this, if it's true or not, I saw a thing where like a month or two before the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, that little piss-ass town of whatever it was, 5,000 people, and I'm not saying piss-ass in a bad way, so don't think I am, because, you know, I live in a little piss-ass country town of, I think we got close to between 3 and 3,500 people, whatever. But I'd seen a thing where they went to that town and gave them all some sort of, I don't know, some kind of health monitoring thing to, I don't know. I don't understand it. Anybody else seen this? Tell me about it. Something about monitoring their health or whatever, whether it was some sort of health bracelet to wear and all this. But why did they pick this little town out of all the towns to do this right before a train derailment that spews all this nasty shit into the air that they breathe, into the soil that they, you know, grow a crop in, and into the water system, you know, water bodies there. There's just so much shit today, folks, that is, you know, I try not to wear a tinfoil hat, but if this is true, tell me why. Tell me, just pure coincidence? Just happens to be an absolute pure coincidence? I don't know. So, but, and the other thing I want to know is, when is Epstein's list coming out? Because isn't it amazing how he went to jail, hung himself, and his girlfriend is now in jail for 20 years, but yet none of the pedophiles that did this shit to the kids apparently are ever going to go to jail. Wonder why that is. Wonder who's on the list. Well, what's taking so long to get that list out? Again, are you getting it yet? Things happen for a reason when it comes to our government. And speaking of government, one more thing, because I think I mentioned this at our last live stream with Jimmy and I. Okay, so my legislature meeting for February was this past Tuesday, the 28th, and the resolution got passed that I mentioned in the live stream that I brought forward and another guy jumped on where I bitched about how here in New York, our SUNY schools, SUNY, the State University of New York schools, our wonderful governor, Hochul, had the mandate that the children, shouldn't call them children, I guess, the, 17, 18, 19-year-olds that are going into these state university colleges had to get the hokey pokey dart in order to go to college. But the employees at the college weren't mandated to get it. So brought forward a resolution saying, well, fancy words in government resolutions, but basically saying this is fucking bullshit because you are mandating the people who are least apt to be affected by the old beer 19 to have to get the hokey pokey shot, but yet the CDC themselves says, oh, you're over 50, you should get it. Oh, what's one of the number one comorbidities? Being overweight and all that. So it's okay for a 50 or 60-year-old fat ass that works at those colleges not to fucking get the hokey pokey, but the 18-year-old has to. And of course, most of the Democrats voted no on it. So what's that tell you, folks? And if any of you that are local that watch me, what's that fucking tell you when it comes November when you're, it's election time to re-elect these local people when they vote no. So apparently they think it's a great policy to make the least susceptible get it in order to further their education, but the older ones don't have to. Wonder if that had anything to do with the union not wanting it. So the Democratic governor, who, let's see, the unions normally donate to the Democrats. Yeah, that might be why she didn't mandate them, huh? So tell me it's all about health. Tell me it's always been about health. Bullshit. And just so you know, because I should clarify, our resolution at the county level can't change what the state's doing. My goal is, because I asked our clerk of the legislature to send it on to all the other county clerks to give to their legislature. My goal is hopefully all of the counties start jumping on, especially ones that have a SUNY school in them, like we do, so that we can send a message to our piece of shit governor that this is bullshit. Because you don't see the news talking about it, because we're supposed to follow the science, but yet, how is that science? Make the least susceptible get it, the most susceptible not. Yeah, but we all know how science works these days. Hell, biology's been thrown out the window. Apparently, there's no such thing as biology anymore, because you can fucking be whatever you want to be. But I just wanted to clarify that. It's more of a statement thing because we have no control. But I'm hoping it's a big enough statement and other counties have balls enough to jump on board to send a message. All right, so it's Saturday morning. Yes, it snowed, and it is a wet, heavy shit, as you can see by me pulling in. So I got the old trusty long stick out here, the old yardstick. We didn't get anything like they said. Looks like just right around 8 inches. Yep, 8 inches in that spot. I don't know, let's check another. That's pretty much hitting the bottom, the hard stuff that was under it. That's about 7.5. So we'll go with between 6 and 8. So I guess it is somewhat what they said. But it is a wet, nasty, heavy shit. You want to build a snowman? You can build a snowman. You want to have a snowball fight? You could have a snowball fight. It is nasty. Hanging my yardstick back up. It was fun getting off the trucks. Yeah, I'm too short to get it off the roof. So, all right. So now I'm gonna go plow snow, and I'm not gonna film that because you've seen me plow snow before. It's not that exciting. Plus, like I said, this is nasty shit. So, see you in the next one.